become an energy feeding vampire. And yeah, Why, hello there YouTube and welcome back to Vampire Weekend. So we're on day 3 now, and for that one I am reviewing the movie Lifeforce. So this is a 1985 science fiction horror where a space shuttle known as the Churchill is on this mission, and they stumble across this like spacecraft where they find these dead bat-like alien creatures, and then they discover these 3 preserved bodies, 2 male, 1 female, and when they come back down to Earth many years later, they find that this woman awakens and she's a vampire, and she drains the life force out of people. So these are not the usual blood-sucking vampires we all know. These are space vampires, life force, energy-feeding vampires, which have been in other things before, like What We Do in the Shadows. There's a vampire who's an energy-feeding vampire. So yeah, we see this vampiress woman who she wants to drain the life force out of the people of Earth or what have you. And yeah, so let's get on to our likes and dislikes. So yeah, this is directed by the legendary Toby Hooper, based on the book Space Vampires by Colin Wilson, starring Steve Railsback, Peter Firth, Frank Finley, and I'm going to butcher her name, but I'm going to try and pronounce it, Mathilda May. And this also features Patrick Stewart as well, like a pre-Star Trek Next Generation Patrick Stewart. So let's get to my likes and dislikes. First of all, I like this film. When this film came out, it was a bit of a flop. It got swept under the rug. It went under the radar because 1985 there was a lot of there was some cool vampire movies out there, like Fright Nights and Once Bitten, which I've done already, yesterday and the day before. And yeah, I think this wasn't as received as it was when it first came out, but I think since then it's gained a cult status and it's become appreciated later on in life. So yeah, I like this one, as I've said already. I like the 80s tone, and I like the effects in this. They had good visuals for its time, the 80s, and it had a lot of good practical stuff in there too. Like the vampires feed off your energy and life force, and then you need to feed on energy and life force. That's how you become an energy feeding vampire. And yeah, I like that this was something different from vampires that I've seen in the past. See a lot of vampire movies I've reviewed already, and that are all blood-sucking, the usual blood-sucking demons and that. This one, it were a little something different, and I'm glad I took the time to watch it. This was on UK Netflix that I found it on. And yeah, Patrick Stewart, he wasn't in this very long. He had a very small part in it because, like I say, it was before he became known for Star Trek Next Generation. I also enjoyed, the score in this, and the soundtrack, and the cinematography was good as well. I also liked our leads in this, the actors who were in this one, but I got to give it to, you know, our main female lead in this, who played the Space Girl. That's what she's credited under, and that is Matilda. I can't pronounce. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but yeah, she was just brilliant in this. She didn't even have to do much either. And as far as I know, this was her first role, and I don't know if she's done anything else since, but yeah, throughout this film, she is, you know, 99% of this movie, she's naked. And we do see a lot of female nudity, and yes, it's hypnotizing, and it does get me in sort of a trance, like I can't stop looking. Not, you know, like, just look at you. She has a beautiful face. Not only is her body nice, her face is nice. She's beautiful. All right, it's hard to say without sounding weird, but you know, she did it great, and she was really naked as well. And you know, for her first acting role, she herself later on has gone on to say she doesn't know how she managed to do such a thing, and you know, just giving us that performance with very little dialogue and just, you know, the total, you know, hypnotic stuff she did, and the whole, you know, space vampireness she did. It was pretty nicely done. You know, she did a great performance. Of course, we see our spacemen, the male vampires in this, that have a very brief part in it. But yeah. This for me was something different with the whole vampire subgenre in horror, and it was nice to see a different type of vampire for once, instead of the usual blood-sucking demons. This were like energy-draining aliens. So, Lifeforce, is it a good one? Well, this movie's just about, how long is it? It's about just under 2 hours. It's 101 minutes, and there's 116 minutes. There's an international cut. Theatrical cut was 101, international cut was 116. I think on Netflix it was I don't know which cut it was, I've only just found that out now from reading that on the wiki page. My dislikes, there were a bit in there. It was a slow burn, and for me, slow burns, I have a love-hate thing with them. I either enjoy them, I can't stop watching and it's worth the build-up, or it's just boring and I hate the build-up. This one, it was okay. There were some boring bits in there, but it was alright, so yeah. And how do you kill these vampires? Don't give them life force energy. There's no mention of the stake in the heart or anything. We do see one vampire die from malnourishment and explode into dust. So the whole dust bit of the vampire death they still keep in there. Anyways, final thoughts and ratings. This is an underrated one, an underappreciated one from Toby Hooper. I say check it out. So there we go. So ratings, I'm going to give Lifeforce, I'll give it 3.5 stakes out of 5. 3.5 wooden stakes out of 5 for Lifeforce. So that is it for day 3 of Vampire Weekend. So I'll be back tomorrow with day 4 and the final part of part A of this series, because you know I'm gonna continue this right up until the last bank holiday of this year. So this is just the first part of Vampire Weekend. So yeah, so I'll see you tomorrow. If you've seen this one, let me know down in the comments below if you have. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, share with your friends, feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and to hit that notification bell. All my social media links are linked down below in the description, so be sure to check all that out. I have been Random Ross, and this, I already said, it's been Vampire Weekend, so I'll see you tomorrow, and until then, don't have nightmares.